we'll get started here. We'll start out with the roll call, please.
All right. Delaware County, Mr. Early is excused. Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Pat Delameter. She's not present. Margaret Wilson.
Here.
Present. Fulton County, Jennifer Elmendorf. Jack Farquhar.
Here.
Hamilton County, Joyce Malidi.
Here.
Bill Malidi present. Susan Franco.
Here.
Gary Wicks.
Here.
Okay. Montgomery County, Tom Pasquarelli. I'm here. Mickey Schwartz. Here. Trish Green.
Should go back to work.
Had to go back to work, okay. She was present for the REMAX. Anthony Agresta.
Here.
Otsego County, Sid Chase.
Here.
Beth McGowan.
Here.
Dr. Markowitz.
Here.
Dana Weigand, I'm sure he is working today. Gary County, Ed Brandt. Excused Bill Beavers.
Here.
Ed Hillenbrand.
Here.
Dr. Funka Valois.
Here.
Mark Zeke.
Present.
And Dr. Leinhardt.
Here.
Sir, we have a quorum. I did get that one.
Any guests here today?
We have some guests. We have Joe Cazzola and Rich Knapp from the Town of Hancock Ambulance, Tim Foster from the Oneonta Fire Department, Mary Ramo and Joe Farrell. Can't read my own writing. What can I tell you? Joe Farrell, they're not from the Oneonta Fire Department. They're from elsewhere.
The dark side.
The dark side of the Oneonta, no, dark side of wherever. Deborah Cuffs was here this morning for the REMAC and did have to leave. Roy Sweet from the Ambulance Service of Fulton County. Bill Dunham from CAVAC. Boy, did I leave anybody out? It was inadvertent, but okay. I know we have two new prospective members. I deliberately am not mentioning your names until a couple of minutes. All right, sir.
Welcome one and all. We need approval of our minutes from our last month's meeting. We have a motion. Motion been made. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Made and seconded to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? Okay, we have some guests, you said. We've got the guest book. You got two people. You want to name them now?
Oh, well, after we do the
Okay.
correspondence,
Okay. Correspondence. Seem to have quite a bit of correspondence here.
Yes.
I hope it was recycled paper, you know, killing those Adirondack trees.
It was recycled cyberspace. Virtually all of it was email.
Okay. All right. I don't have a report, so we'll move into the Secretary's report.
All righty. Through an inadvertence this morning at the REMAC meeting, the Mayfield Fire Department's application to begin use of BLS Narcan was inadvertently left off the agenda. So we still have a voting quorum of REMAC physicians present. I would like to bring it up now if Dr. Leinhardt would care to consider it. Their application for the use of Narcan is complete. It was presented to me this morning, and I apologize for putting it in the wrong pile.
Are anybody opposed to more Narcan?
That's kind of an in-joke. We dealt with a lot of Narcan this morning.
Passes.
Thank you. On May the 11th, we received a request from the Central Bridge Fire Department Fire District Ambulance Squad for approval to begin use of electronic PCRs. I would like to make a motion that we approve their use of electronic PCRs and make that approval known to the Department of Health. So I'll make that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Made and seconded.
Is that true? Okay. All right.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained?
Okay. We have received written nominations from the Fulton County EMS Advisory Council for 2 members to fill vacancies on representing Fulton County on the council. We have a nomination for Mark Van Allen and for Michael Tracy to fill vacancies on this council. I would like to make a motion that their nominations be accepted and that they be signed into membership on this council.
Second.
Gary?
Motion.
Need a second.
Motion made and seconded to approve these 2 nominations. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? Welcome.
Welcome, and we're very happy that we have an opportunity for you to use up the rest of your spare time. We have, as of May the 18th, and Joyce is going to talk about this at greater length, but a total of 32 people have signed up for our certified instructor update on June the 4th, as of yesterday. That's a very large turnout. We have 2 notice of enforcement actions. As usual, they will be fully delineated in the minutes, and our minutes are also always available on our website, as well as being sent to all of our members and all of our agencies. We have 2 gentlemen. One is from Hammondsport, New York. Suspended for 3 months, effective 3/30/16. Suspension stayed, probation for 3 years. Civil penalty of $2,000, $1,500 of that amount suspended. Allowed to recertify at BLS level only. Another gentleman from Oswego, New York. Suspended for 1 year, suspension stayed for 3 years, effective 3/14 this year, and a civil penalty of $2,000. As I mentioned, as per state regulations, full details on these enforcement actions will be present in our minutes. That, sir, is my report.
Okay, thank you very much. Move on to treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report. A printed report of the cash flow and balance sheet was distributed to all members and is present here. Lou and Tom, Sid, and Jack first received detailed cash flow balance sheets and register reports, plus copies of the canceled checks, as per the review arrangements agreed on to meet audit requirements and standards, and their report is?
Everything was found by the committee to be complete and accurate.
Thank you, sir. On March 31st, we had forwarded the council contract deliverables and an expenditure voucher in the amount of $12,733.18 for the period January 1 through March 31st to the Department of Health. On the same date, we forwarded the program agency deliverables and a voucher in the amount of $40,939.19 for the same period. As per the new regulations, all material was sent electronically, which is very convenient, I might add. A check for the $40,939.19 was received on April 16th, and the check for $12,733.18 was received on May the 4th. That, sir, is my report.
Okay, very good. We need a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Motion. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained?
Abstain.
I will abstain also as a staff member.
Okay, committee report. Anything on program agency?
Nothing to report on program agency.
Okay. Joyce, anything on training?
I'm sorry?
Anything on training?
Just that Phil pretty much said it, the instructor update is very well, and hopefully we'll have a really good turnout. Looks like it's going to be. Yes, I do have the course policies and guidelines to be approved today. It was sent out to everybody. I got Howard commented on it, and I got no other comments. If there's no other changes that anybody would like to make, I'd like to have this approved so that we can send out the application for
Would you like to make that
update
in the form of a motion, or
I'm sorry?
would you make that in the form of a motion, or?
I'm going to,
Okay.
yes. Move that the draft of the April 2016 draft of the AAREMS course-sponsored policies and guidelines be approved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? Okay, thank you.
I'm sure if there's any need, any changes that I'll hear from Gene, but we'll just send them in like this and see how things go.
We will forward the policy renewal paperwork, that including these policies, we will we'll
I
forward.
think they've been beat to death enough.
Yeah.
We will forward that to the state tomorrow.
And I am in the process of working on the training program for the designated infection control officer. I've just gotten one comment, some comments from one person, on it, and I'm currently working on a PowerPoint program that can be used by any of the agencies to train their people on what a DO does, and you know, the reason for this is that I've gotten a lot of questions on designated officers and how do you do this and how do you do that and so forth. There seems to be a huge amount of misunderstanding of it, and to reinforce that, I was at a meeting of EMS agencies, and I said, just for a hoop, ask them how many, this is representatives from the agencies at the meeting, ask them how many know what a designated officer is and what they do. And 2 out of the 9 agencies present knew what a designated officer was. So, very interesting.
8 of the agencies did not know who their designated officer was, if indeed they had one.
So anyway, I think there's a need.
I agree with you, there's a big need. Fire Association a few years ago had a program on health and safety officer. Now they've changed that now. They have a program strictly for safety officer, then they have a program for health officer. My captains approached me to see if I wanted to take that position, and I told him no, right? I said, you guys, nobody wants to listen to them anyway. I said, but there's guidelines you have to follow. And he said, well, if you become the officer, he said, you can make sure they follow the guidelines. So I asked him if I could carry a sidearm, he told me no.
The thing is, it's an extremely responsible position, extremely, it's a position that has to be there. And by default, the health department has said if there is no designated officer named, the chief operating officer of the agency is that person. So all of you chief operating officers out there, if you don't want to be the designated officer, you better name one and tell them what they have to, what the job position entails, I should say. So anyway, this is in the process of being, hopefully, I'm going to hope to get this done in June. My surgery is going to be in July, so I've got, we can do some final work on this in June at the training committee meeting. And I'll have the PowerPoint done by then, and we can take a look at that and hopefully have it all ready. Huh?
You moved it?
Yeah, July 7th. That's all, really, as far as training is concerned.
Okay, thank you very much.
Huh?
Why would you move to me? You always want everything done before July 1st.
Okay, thank you. Anything on transportation standards?
Transportation standards, I have not heard anything further, on anything remotely resembling transportation standards. I'm just wondering if anybody here has heard any updates on the TransCare situation. I have not. Nope.
The auction, they had an auction, but,
Had a few options.
well, they had a number of auctions, yeah, but different areas, yeah.
Okay. Oh, state council, you haven't met yet. Anything from state council?
Nothing. We meet Tuesday and Wednesday next week. I haven't received anything.
No, I'll be there, backing up Tommy. No, I'm still on medical standards, so I'll be there.
All right. Program update. Anything on regional program?
Have you got anything to report?
Any other programs?
No, nothing else really. Our new equipment in the office is working extremely well. We've upgraded our own personal little tablet, Windows 10, and if you don't want your own computers, your own computer equipment upgraded to Windows 10, watch it carefully, because a friend of mine came home to discover that his own computer at home, his own personal computer, was being uploaded by Microsoft, and he never had requested the upgrade.
Yep.
And our own personal desktop computer at home, a couple of days ago, I walked into the room where it's located, and on the screen it said, we are ready to upgrade to Windows 10 at such and such 1,500 hours or whatever it was, and I with a few keystrokes I got rid of that. But be careful if you don't want to acquire Windows 10.
That's very interesting, because I've been having the same trouble with Apple.
Really?
Yeah, my iPad and my phone, and it says an update's ready for you. And it gives you a choice, now or later. I say hit later, and it gives me the you agree or not agree screen, and then it also says down in very fine print about how about later.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just kind of, so I'm not sure that Apple and Microsoft are doing this. I think maybe, I would wonder if it's Apple somewhere else.
Well, Microsoft, after, I believe it's the end of July, after that, Microsoft is going to be charging for Windows 10.
Yeah, but they've never done it this way before.
No, they never
It's
have,
like
I
they're
agree.
trying to push it down your throat.
It's very aggressive. It's very aggressive.
Anyway, I just thought that was interesting that Microsoft is sort of doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, whether he liked it or not, all of a sudden, his computer was being downloaded, and he called me up and said, what do I do now? I said, well, just relax and let it download and then deal with it afterwards. I keep one of our computers in the office. I keep the computer I use, the file server, I keep it on Windows 7 because it has video editing software on it. That it's Microsoft video editing software. And when you when you download Windows 10, it wipes out that particular software program. And that's the software program I use for our webcam. So I deliberately am keeping Windows 7 there. It's a very nice, user-friendly piece of video editing equipment, and it disappears when you use 10. Otherwise, I like Windows 10. We have it on all our other stuff, but and it's working out very well. It's much easier. I find it much easier than Windows 8.1. 8.1 I found to be awkward to use.
When you're used to Windows 8, though, takes a little bit used to Windows 10.
Yeah, there's a little bit of curve. Yeah.
As far as I go with your Apple, I don't know if what's going on, but my wife and I, we have Apple phones, and I get all her emails, and she gets all my emails.
That's weird.
Well, I don't do anything wrong. That gives me that.
Swap phones.
But she think it different.
Okay, about REMAC.
REMAC approved the following BLS agencies for Narcan in addition to the one we just approved, which was Mayville, is that right?
Mayfield.
Mayfield. We approved Masonville, Ovina, Garrettsville, in the town of Hancock. We approved BLS CPAP utilization for Northampton and the Hancock Fire Department. We approved Dr. Rule as the new medical director for Sydney Center. And we requested re-education for the region and counties regarding CPAP application, believing it to be underutilized across the region. And that's my report.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty, committee reports, county reports. We'll start out with Delaware.
We're finishing up our EMS classes for the year. We held our first annual EMS teaching day, which I thought was a pretty good success. We got 63 people. While that doesn't seem like a lot, when you think about the size of Delaware County, that's pretty good. So, and that was a whole day worth of education, and we brought in speakers from Orange County. I think everybody enjoyed that, and we're putting our course schedules together for the fall.
Otsego?
I think all of Otsego's, both BLS and ALS classes are testing out tonight, so we're hopeful for some good test scores.
Harry?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Montgomery?
EMT course, GAVAC, for June, I think starts June 2nd. It's a daytime class. If anyone's interested, there are still open seats.
Bolton?
We've got our representatives for Fulton County back up to full again with 4 people. And they're in the middle of revising the mutual aid plan.
Hamilton.
The EMS council meetings are going well. There's been attendance of anywhere from 11 to 16, which is good for our county. There's going to be an EMTB core refresher course starting on the 23rd of May at the Speculator Ambulance Training Room. Starts at 6:30. That's it.
Okay, thank you. All right, any old business for this council?
I'm just curious, we're talking about training courses. Howard, I'm going to address this to you because I know you were in on it kind of from the beginning. Tonight, I believe, is the first testing for the new instructor exam.
Yes.
Yes.
I know it's supposed to be, I don't know if it definitely is.
Oh.
Well, I believe it is.
Yeah, well,
It was supposed to be a May implementation. Mary might actually know better. I'll let you know
There you go.
at the next meeting how it went.
Okay.
Yeah, there's people signed up for the test. I don't know what you're talking about, Howard.
I just hadn't heard, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering if you had any,
I mean, unless you signed up for the exam, you wouldn't have courses.
I just wanted to think if you heard anything about it ahead of time.
The other thing is they are allowing people to sign up for on-site testing for the exams.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yes, I didn't realize that until I spoke with Liz last week.
Oh, okay. All right, interesting. All right.
Right, I thought they weren't either.
Can't
but
wait
I
to
mean,
hear a
it's
little
the
bit
same
how it's
thing.
going, because I looked at the tutorial that Andy Johnson has on the website, and I'm just curious to see how it goes.
Okay. Any new business for this council?
When was the date for the CIC, CLI, or regular course, instructor course? Did we have a date?
Instructor update?
No, just the.
CIC course, CLI?
Yeah, CLI or a CIC course.
CLI, we're looking at the fall.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Remo has one going on now, if anybody's looking.
Remo has, I
Where
was
is
gonna say
the,
that.
when is Remo's?
It's on our website.
Remo is charging 125 for theirs, I believe is the fee.
That was for the course.
Yeah, it's at New Corner Road. Yeah, it's,
That's what she's looking for.
yeah,
The
the
new course, they're full?
Huh?
They're full?
No, I'm just saying that they charge 125 up front for theirs.
Yeah, the information, I believe the flyer, there's a link to the flyer, the Remo flyer on our website on the education page.
Okay, no other new business. We need to have a nominating committee. Do we want to volunteer? Just volunteer. Jack, would you like to chair it again?
No pressure, Jack.
Want to help Jack?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Gary? Anybody else? Don't all jump in at once.
Gotta go. You, and you.
Yeah.
The following person will volunteer.
Yeah, there you go.
Jill won.
Pardon?
Never again.
Jill said yes.
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No, she said it. That's what you get for whispering.
Where's your phone?
Is that okay with you then? Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I did attend the EMS Memorial on Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
It was very well attended. I brought an ambulance from CMT, and there were something over 40 ambulances there. Is that right, Mary?
Yes, I got up to, and Friday morning I managed to get 23 ambulances and like 8 fly cars in 3.5 hours of phone
As
calls.
far as I could tell, there was no coverage from the eastern Adirondacks through the eastern Catskills and the Hudson Valley for several hours. With 6 people were added to the memorial, 4 from Fidney, all who died from fatal diseases contracted from being in the pile on 2001. 1 gentleman from eastern Long Island who It was 64. He was a longtime instructor, had an MI and couldn't be resuscitated on a call. And one from outside of Rochester, small town, died in an ambulance accident. So there were 6 people. There are now 64 stars of life on the memorial.
Well, they said they have to add new limbs to it now?
Well, when we did this, there's a plan for a second monument, I think, at least the second one. So I think we're going to have to go there.
That's kind of sad.
Anyone that was
Yeah.
able to send an ambulance, fly car, etc., it was greatly appreciated. I had Lee at my desk Friday morning at 8 o'clock saying, "I need you to call people," because we had a very poor response. Prior to that, we had 11. That was it.
Wow, that's interesting. So you did well. You got over
John
40
Politis
there.
goes, "Why do they have you selling ice cubes to Eskimos?" I'm like, "John?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Never mind."
All right. And I got there right at 10 o'clock, and they were just coming in after that.
Once we got the email from Phil, with whom to contact.
Yeah, Richmond Bill was there.
Thank you.
It was, okay.
Yeah, thanks, we get your calls for you.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention that, Mr. Chair.
Do you have any idea what the total attendance was?
It was.
What do you think, Mary?
It was full.
I don't know. I was up in Watertown with a broken down
Oh,
state vehicle.
okay.
The seats were pretty full.
Couple hundred.
There was 9 politicians slated to speak.
Oh, yeah, I looked at the program, it's like, geez, we got 4 senators to speak, and 3 guys from the assembly. This is going to be a
And the
long.
lieutenant governor.
And lieutenant governor, and the commissioner, and Steve Kroll, who's chair of the council now, so. And they were all, they all worked at not being long-winded, I will say, which is something for politicians, especially Senator Bonasek, but,
Moving it to Tuesday made a big difference as far as freeing up the politicians.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, they're out of town on Wednesday, so, you know, they're there on Tuesday.
That's good.
So that's my report.
Okay.
Thank you, Phil, for that email, by the way.
Oh, you were,
It was helpful.
no problem.
Do we have any other business before this council? If not, motion to adjourn.
We
See you all next month.
We next meet on June the 16th. Thursday, June the 16th.